Uh, Good afternoon, students. In our previous class, I held the lecture about the patrilineage and patrilineage or the lineage of patrilineage of a lineage of the dynasty means the theory of successionship. We can say it the succession theory that was the performed that was the rules of the ancients. Now, after the death of the fathers, when the demise happened, the father's demise happens, the eldest son was entitled for getting the and occupying the throne. He was coronated, and then after. But one thing is that Mahabharata, the battle and the wars, uh, particularly happened for the theory of the patrilineage. Entire battles happened, understand? And this battle happened only for the reinforcement of the patrilineal system, in which the throne and the throne was to be acquired by the lineage, by the uh, son, understand, by the eldest son of the kings. For this, although this patrilineal system was existing uh, before the Mahabharata, but here Mahabharata becomes the important that this patrilineage had been devoted and violated many times, and so for the re-establishment of the this patrilineage rule, this battles was fought. We know very well from the story of Mahabharata that Vichitra Virya, the father of Dhritarashtra and the Pandu, now after his death and demise, uh, the younger son, his younger son Pandu, although Dhritarashtra was entitled to acquire the throne, but he was now declared the disables because of his impaired. He was the impaired and blind of. That's why he was not just offered the throne, and in lieu of him, in place of him, Pandu, his younger son, now acquired, and he got the throne. Now I have already mentioned that due to the unfortunate or immature death of the Pandu, understand, again the Dhritarashtra, despite his blindness or impairing, uh, uh, having the impaired, he was offered, and now this was the main bone of contention and the conflicts between these two groups. The Kuru, those were they were the just dynastical order. They were the Kurus, and the cousins now involved in the fightings and involved in the this battle. Now here we see that now in case of and this rules of the successionship or the patrilineage was followed particularly. It was the followed by the kings, also the kings followed, and the Brahmins and the elites. Among the elites class, also they strictly they were adherents to these rules of the patrilineage and the lineage of their rules of the patrilineage. And moreover, and so now, yeah, the some variations also formed. हम कुछ डिफरेंसेस भी पाते हैं इतिहास से, लॉट्स ऑफ इंसिडेंट से. हिस्ट्री इज रिप्लीट विथ the stories and the different incidents or the events. पूरा इतिहास हमारा भरा हुआ है. So many of the in the history we find the sum of the variations. For example, if the sun is not, if the after the demise, if the no nearest son, the natural born sons, then in that case, who acquires the, now the brother acquires the throne. And now, in the absence of, even in the absence of the brothers, who acquires the nearest kin acquires the throne. He becomes the entitled of the throne, and now also they have the right to that. But we have also many of the examples. History is replete with the examples that after the that death, after even exception we had the Prabhavati Gupta. Although we know that now Brahman Dharma Sutras or the Dharma Shastra wrote that about the accession of the property. The women had no accession of the property. Only they had no right to having the keep the asset of their son. Only the certain things they could further हम पढ़ाएंगे आपको नेक्स्ट टॉपिक्स में कि उन्हें कुछ एक लिमिटेड थिंग्स जो उन्हें गिफ्ट में मिला या हस्बैंड्स ने दिया या उनके फादर ने जो उन्हें दिया, बस ओनली दोस थिंग्स दे हैड द राइट. बट इन द एसेट, household assets and the lands, she had no rights. But Prabhavati Gupta, since she was the very dominant, and she now exceptionally she got the right of the throne, and moreover she made the donations and given away the donation to the Brahmanas, many of the villages, and she ordered that from those villages there will be the no tax will be the taken by the state, no harassment, no officials will go to that particular village, given away as a donations by the Prabhavati Gupta. The now Prabhavati Gupta, by her own influences, exercises the rights of the patrilineal. So now we have lots of exceptions regarding the patrilineal. तो ये लेकिन महाभारत जो हुआ patrilineal को के लिए हुआ कि now we know that कि after this battle Yudhishthir, he was the eldest son, he acquired the throne, and after uh, Yudhishthir's, the Parikshits got that. Then after Janmejay got that. They have the historicity. These figures. They now acquire the throne. So this dynastical order was set up. Dynastical succession was set up and the established. But despite that, history is replete with the violation of these Brahminical sets of the theory. We find a lot. Secondly, on the other hand, we have a lots of examples and regarding the birth. The Rig Veda, now Rig Veda या आप लेटर वेद पढ़ें या अदर ब्राह्मणस पढ़ें, वेदास ब्राह्मणस या and other instances we find that his son were the most desired. The birth of son, लड़के का जो birth है, it was the most desired and also prayed. यानी कि Aryans हमेशा always they used to pray to the powerful natural god and particularly the Indras and particularly the Rudras and other god and natural power for the protections of their children and their sons. many instances and mantra we find in the Rig Veda. In the Rig Veda, that the sun has been the preferred, and they always wished, the Aryans always wished for the fine sons, good sons. Although daughter was not, thus her birth was not dismayed, but not desired. उनके बर्थ को कोई डिस्मे नहीं किया जाता, लेकिन डिजायर्ड नहीं था. And they were daughters were now they were and after the death of the father, and son was entitled to having the all rights, and daughter was now defined differently. She had no rights in that. So now we see that here the in the Rig Veda also we find at the in the mantra a wedding ceremony where a Brahmins chanted द मंत्रा. एक ब्राह्मण जो है वो मंत्र चैंटिंग कर रहा है, और वो मंत्र स्टिल इन द वेडिंग ओकेजन पर आज भी स्टिल टुडे दैट मंत्र इज चैंटेड ड्यूरिंग द मैरिज प्रोसेशंस एंड द मैरिज रिचुअल्स. जब मैरिज रिचुअल्स होता है तो उस वक्त वो स्टिल आज भी ब्राह्मण्स उसको चैंटिंग्स करते हैं. ये तो दिस नाउ the son, the birth of son was, and son, what kind of the son? Fine son. Fine son, able and noble sons were desired. और इस मंत्र जैसे एक मंत्र में, ऋग्वैदिक मंत्र में ये क्लियरली ऑब्वियसली ये कहा गया कि आई फ्री हर फ्रॉम हेयर, मीन्स फ्रॉम द फादर्स हाउस, एंड नाउ and from here, but not from there. And now after she goes, after the marriage, having the marriage, after the union or the marriage, she now goes to the husband's house. But he chanted the mantra, I am not free heard from there, I am freed heard from the here. Here means the fathers. And then she goes to the husband's house, and where from there, and bound her. Here she was now chanted by the mantras. He bound her formally there. After the getting the marriage, she was the bonded, and formally she had to be there formally. She is not loosely. She is the just bound. She is the bonded like at the husband's house. And moreover, further he that Brahmins chanted firmly there, so that by the grace of the Indra was during the Vedic period में, ऋग वैदिक पीरियड में इंद्रा आप जानते हैं कि he was a dominant and the most revered gods of the Aryans. Indra was. So that's why she said, now told that by the grace of the Indras, she would produce the fine sons, and then after producing the fine and noble son, she would be the fortunates of her husband's love. She would be the fortunates of her husband's love. So we see that this in this chanting, how the woman is made subjugated under the subjugation of the husbands and the husband's house, and how she was strictly, now she was tied with the traditions, tied with the rituals, and as well as by the dharmic rituals and religious rituals, and tied, and see how she was the now made the responsible, and obedience is laid upon that. Command is laid upon that by these mantras. She must have to follow all the wedding instructions. So now we see these mantras have given away and moreover mantras, she has to be the follow more further rules of marriage. Now one thing is that marriage, uh, or this had been existed since the very time immemorial. So now here, what is the marriage is clearly a sacred bond, एक पवित्र बंधन है मैरिज ही. दिस इज द नॉट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मैरिज. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मैरिज में क्या है कि ए कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इज नाउ done, and this by the laws and by the legal system, and that may be the broken. जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स होते हैं वो टूट सकते हैं, लेकिन ये जो सैक्रेड बॉन्ड्स होता है ये नहीं टूट सकते. तो इसीलिए फॉर दैट रीजंस द मैरिज को क्या कहा गया कि दिस इज ए सैक्रेड एंड by the grace of the gods, and it is a bondage by the religious rituals and the religious mantra. तो ये एक सैक्रेड, एक पवित्र बंधन माना गया, एक होली टाइप माना गया मैरिज इज. एंड मोर ओवर marriage here, why the marriage is performed? The marriage is performed for the maintaining the now here lineage, patrilineage. पैट्रीलिनियस मैरिज क्यों किया जाता है? ये पैट्रीलिनियस से एक नाउ ये जो लाइन है पैट्रीलिनियस, एक ऑर्डर्स जो है फादर फॉर द मेंटेनिंग द फर्दर जनरेशंस के लिए मैरिज. और इसके साथ साथ मैरिज इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द यज्ञ. यज्ञ इज परफॉर्म, मैरिज इज डन फॉर द यज्ञ, क्योंकि विदाउट द मैरिज a person is not entitled to perform the yajna. So marriage requires the yajna, and for the patrilineage means the to maintaining the and advancing the further generations. This is the reason for the marriage. So marriage here had the many of the dimensions and the many of the needs of the marriage, and moreover मैरिज इज ऑफ द डिफरेंट काइंड्स. और मैरिज में क्या है कि नाउ इन मैरिज में फादर, एवरी फादर हैज टू मेक द कन्यादानास. हर फादर क्या करता है? कन्यादान करता है. अंडरस्टैंड? और एंड द ही नाउ सेलेक्ट्स द सुटेबल्स ग्रूम्स फॉर हिज डॉटर्स, एंड आफ्टर द एंड सेलेक्ट्स and the suitable grooms for his daughters, and according to the dharma he handed over to his daughter. Understand? To the grooms. So this is the just a kanyadana system is now persisting in our society, and moreover marriage are of the different kinds. यहाँ पे हम फर्स्ट अगर मैरिज को हम ये करें तो यहाँ हियर वी कैन से एक्सोगैमी, सेकेंड हियर एक्सोगैमी एंड इंडोगैमी. एक्सोगैमी मैरिज नाउ includes the if the marriage is performed within the if the marriage is performed out of the unit, out of the groups, caste groups and the clan groups, so this is called as the exogamy marriage. Exogamy, the marriage not within the caste, within the groups, not within the caste and the groups, and the out of the nearest unit अगर जो मैरिज किया जाता है oh, that comes under the exogamy. Understand? And exogamy is now preferred in the amongst the brahmanas or amongst the elites, क्योंकि ये अपने क्लोज से यूनिट में नहीं किया जाता। दिस इज द डन, आउटकास्ट नहीं मैं बात कर रहा हूं, दिस इज डन द फारदेस्ट यूनिट। कास्ट में ही होता है, लेकिन ये फार्ट्स एंड क्लाइंट्स के विदिन में नहीं, ग्रुप के विदिन में नहीं, बल्कि आउट ऑफ दैट दूरी एक डिस्टेंस ग्रुप। एंडोगैमी है, दिस इज द डन विदिन द ग्रुप, within the unit, members of the unit, they get and do the marriage. ये इंडोगैमी बिल्कुल क्लोज मैरिज होता है। तो दिस इज नॉट प्रिफर्ड इन द धर्मशास्त्र, इसको धर्मशास्त्र में प्रिफर्स नहीं किया जाता है इंडोगैमी को, एंड पर्टिकुलरली द ब्राह्मण्स एंड द अपर स्टार्ट ऑफ द सोसाइटी इसको प्रिफर नहीं। और ये इंडोगैमी is not preferred in the by the dharma shastra, क्योंकि बहुत क्लोज मैरिज एंड विदिन द ग्रुप मैरिज विदिन द क्लोजर इट इज द नॉट परफॉर्म। अंडरस्टैंड? एंड एक दो और मैरिज होता है, एक पोलीगैमी होता है। पोलीगैमी पोलीगैमी इफ, और एक मोनोगैमी होता है। मोनोगैमी, पोलीगैमी और पोलियंड्री। पोलियंड्री तो मोनोगैमी मीन्स इफ one husband's having the one wife and the one husbands, this is the called as the polygamy. इसको हम सॉरी मोनोगैमी कहते हैं। दिस इज द मोनोगैमी कहते हैं, राइट? वन हस्बैंड्स वन वाइफ। पोलीगैमी में इफ वन हस्बैंड्स a man, a person having the many wives, तो सच काइंड ऑफ द मैरिज अगर वो करता है, परफॉर्म करता है, तो इसे हम पोलीगैमी कहते हैं। वन मैन having the many wives, and polyandry if the one woman having the many husbands, अगर वो एक वोमेन्स के कई हस्बैंड्स अगर हैं, तो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज द polyandry. This kind of the marriage is called the polyandry marriage. So now we find many kinds of the marriage. Generally or obviously we find exogamy and the endogamy. So endogamy is not preferred in the Aryan, or particularly endogamy है prevalent, but in the southern India. आगे हम देखेंगे आपको southern India में endogamy जिसमें कि कजिन भी इंक्लूड हो जाता है, तो दिस इज द परफॉर्मेंस। बट exogamy is preferred by the brahmanas and by the Aryan societies. So now we see that this kind of the marriage was prevalent during the period of our study, and moreover we see that by the passage of the time at the 16 Mahajanpad and the towns and cities and town life developed, then now this became the very much threat to the Brahmins and the scholars. What kind of the threats? Now as the people migrate towards the cities and begin to settle down the cities, so what happened? Now these Brahminical rules and guidelines by the Dharma Sutras began to be the violated. ये टूटने लगे, and peoples became the laxed of the Brahminicals rules and the norms which had been laid down upon them. And now many of the Brahminicals rules and was not followed. Peoples became the laxed. So this now threatened the Brahmins and the ये those who wrote the Dharma Sutras. So this was the uh, these were these were the uh, reasons that कि Brahmana started writing of the Smritis. Smritis means these rules and rewrite the rules, the Dharma Sutras and Dharma Shastras, and the social rules, social conducts, social rules, जिसे हम लोग क्या कह सकते हैं कि a code of conduct for the social practices, for the social uh, uh, for the dynamism of the society, for the conduct of the society. इन्होंने एक नए तरीके से न्यू राइटिंग दे टेकन ऑन एंड अमॉन्ग्स द धर्म सूत्रास नाउ these dharma sutras were written between 600 BC before Christ to the third uh, 3rd century AD ये स्टार्ट किया गया राइटिंग्स एंड पर्टिकुलरली इन राइटिंग्स में अगेन द कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट rules about the rituals and social rules, social legislation begin to be the columnized and begin to be written, laid down, to be followed by the peoples and by the different caste and the different communities in the societies. So here we see that these Dharma Sutras duties, conduct, and laws and customs are amongst them. We know the prominent amongst them where many Smritis were written down. Amongst them, the Manu Smritis was very important, and it was the very हालांकि मनुस्मृति से ज़्यादा प्रोमिनेंट और ज़्यादा कंटेंट जो रखता है वो है बहुत जगह मनुस्मृति साइलेंट है मनुस्मृति में कई कितने टेक्स्ट से स्क्रिप्चर से उसमें कंपाइल किए गए हैं लेकिन उससे ज़्यादा मच मोर अगर कंटेंट करता है मैटर्स तो वो याज्ञवल्क्य की स्मृति है और मनु वाज मच कंजर्वेटिव एंड ही हैड deprived the Sudras. He has written the condition of the Sudra much worse and moreover the women's conditions. But the Yagnvalkya, गौतम भी थे याज्ञवल्क्य थे तो याज्ञवल्क्य ये रादर लिबरल थे इन्होंने जो भी अपने रूल्स से लेट डाउन किया हमारे सोसाइटी के कंडक्ट्स के लिए तो बहुत लिबरल और मनु दो जगह पे बहुत ज्यादा कंजर्वेटिव माने जाते हैं 2 पॉइंट्स पर एक तो वुमेन्स के लिए और दूसरा शूद्रों के लिए और अबाउट द विडोज जो राइट्स है उसमें वो बिल्कुल साइलेंट है मनु नहीं तो इस कमी को मनु जो लैक्स करते हैं जो चीजें उसको वो फुलफिल किया वो फुलफिल द याज्ञवल्क्य ने किया तो याज्ञवल्क्य ज्यादा ब्रॉडर है लिबरल माइंडेड है और उन्होंने ये ब्राह्मिकल उन्होंने वुमेन्स के बारे में पर्टिकुलरली द विडो के राइट्स के बारे में भी उन्होंने एक्सप्लेन किया है मानो जबकि विडो के लिए इतना ज्यादा उन्होंने ये किया कि अगर विडो के लिए जैसे इफ द हस्बैंड्स डाइज तो शी शुड बी द पुट ऑन बी द इन द क्लोथ्स savvy clothes she should be the live in the dark room she should be the not laid laid upon the जैसे हम कह सकते हैं कि जिसे दिस इज द कोड में आप laid no she will be laid down on the ground dark room no ostentations no makeup and even she should not have been the terms with the male any male उससे बात भी नहीं कर सकती she will be the given half bellied half died such kind of the harsh restriction was laid upon the widow This was the much conservative views of the uh, Manu. लेकिन याज्ञवल्क in many respects he is the much liberal man and much liberal, or his Smriti is supposed to be the resourceful, much resourceful, and moreover ब्राह्मणिकल परसेप्शन है. लेकिन अगर आगे देखा जाए कि these Brahmin Smritis were written down, so was and where these rituals conducted were universally performed, universally just practiced. Here is a question of that, but no, क्योंकि अगर हम एग्जाम्पल्स दिल देते हैं कि धर्मशास्त्र है, धर्मशास्त्र के अकॉर्डिंगली अगर पैटर्लिनी को ही माना जाए तो that was not followed everywhere, even after the writing of the Smritis. पैटर्लिनी पर एम्फेसिस करते हैं, लेकिन what examples we get from the example from Chandragupta Vikramaditya. After his brother Ramgupta, he acquired, but Ramgupta's son was not given away the throne. Brother Chandragupta Vikramaditya, he acquired the throne. Here there is a violation of paternity. Harshavardhan, Rajyavardan, Puti dynasty से belong करता था Harshavardhan. Now after the death of his Rajyavardan, the elder brother, Harshavardhan, the younger brother, he got the throne. But the Rajyavardan's son did not given away the throne. So now here we see the violation of that. These rules were not universally followed, and although why? Because of the regionality. India is very vast country, and it was not possible to enforce these dharma sutras at a very local levels and local, because India is a land of diverse culture, diverse people, diverse topography, and during those days no any communication system were like today. तो ऐसे में कि जो थिंग्स है which came filtrate from the top to the bottom were not reach out to the ground in a similar manner. No, it came to the ground, but in a distorted and in a distracted manner. और the great tradition जिसको हम कहते हैं, it was not followed at the ground roots, at the local level, and at the local level, and then after this was not followed. तो this लोकल लेवल इसको फॉलो नहीं किया गया, और फॉलो भी किया गया तो एक के हम कह सकते हैं कि डिफॉर्मिटी में, नॉट द यूनिफॉर्मिटी नहीं था, एक डिफॉर्मिटी हुआ, एक अलग डिस्टॉर्टेड मैनर में इसको फॉलो किया गया, नॉट इंटैक्ट इन द सिमिलर मैनर जो कि धर्म सूत्राज में लिखे गए, और वो चेंज होते चले गए लोकल ट्रेडिशन की वजह से, या लोकल बिकॉज ऑफ एंड द लोकल अपने रिचुअल्स डेवलप हुआ, लोकल रिचुअल्स डेवलप हुए, तो ये था तो उसी में एसिमिलेट कर गया, एंड ये जो ग्रेट ट्रेडिशन है राइटिंग्स था, ये बिल्कुल वो ग्राउंड को टच नहीं कर पाया इस फॉर्म में, एक यूनिफॉर्मिटी के फॉर्म, इट कुड नॉट. ओके, तो दिस इज द Brahminical perception universally. We see that in the southern India, cousin allows in the endogamy. अब southern India के अगर बारे में हम देखें तो endogamy, cousin allowed था endogamy, क्योंकि endogamy is strictly prohibited by the Dharma Sutras. जैसे मान लीजिए कि शादी अगर सेम गोत्राज में मैरिज का, ये तो स्ट्रिक्टली प्रोहिबिटेड था, एंड पर्टिकुलरली द ब्राह्मण्स एंड द एलिट्स एंड अपर क्लासेस में, कास्ट में. लेकिन इसमें ये ऐसा भी माना जाता था, सपोज याज्ञवल्क पर कुछ उन्होंने रिलैक्सेशन किया कि इफ यदि 5 जनरेशंस मदर से डिफर करता है और 7 जनरेशंस अगर चला है आगे, एडवांस हुआ है फादर की तरफ से, तो देन द मैरिज कुड बी द हैपेंड। अगर कोई जनरेशन एक फैमिली ट्रीज अगर चला, तो 5-7 generations फ्रॉम द फादर साइड्स and 5 generations from the mother sides. So then after the union could be the possible, marriage could be the possible. लेकिन फिर भी अगर साउथ इंडिया में देखा तो डायरेक्टली इन्होंने वायलेट्स किया, इंडोगैमी को उन्होंने प्रीफर्स किया, जिसमें कि कजिन, इवन द कजिन हैविंग द मैरिज। और हम आर्यन में क्या माना जाएगा, याजन सोसाइटी में कि ब्रदर सिस्टर्स। तो ये वायलेशंस से हुआ, ये हम मानते हैं कि वायलेशंस किया गया। अब हम ये करेंगे, हम लोग चलें, लेट्स आवर स्टडी कि मैरिज, टाइप्स ऑफ मैरिज। तो देयर आर 8 काइंड्स ऑफ द मैरिज। मैरिज को अगर हम देखें तो 8 काइंड्स ऑफ द मैरिज। फर्स्ट ब्रह्म विवाह, सेकेंड प्रजापत्य विवाह हम कर सकते हैं, फिर दैव विवाह, आर्ष विवाह, गंधर्व विवाह, राक्षस विवाह और पैशाच विवाह, गंधर्व विवाह, आसुर विवाह। तो देयर आर 8 काइंड्स ऑफ द मैरिज एंड हाउ दिस मैरिजेस हैपेंस, हाउ दिस मैरिजेस हैपेंस, लेट्स सी। फर्स्ट है जैसे ब्रह्म विवाह, आप रिमेंबर करके रखिएगा, ब्रह्म विवाह, प्रजापत्य विवाह, आर्ष विवाह, दैव विवाह, आसुर विवाह, गंधर्व विवाह, राक्षस विवाह and पैशाच विवाह. So now the 8 kinds of the marriages are apart from the endogamy or exogamy, monogamy, polygamy and polyandry. तो ये 8 kinds of the जो marriage है ये rituals से related है. Which kind of the rituals, how the, in what type of the wedding happens. This is the 8 kind of the marriages we have to be the. So then I will upon the marriage a few focus I will do in the next class. Okay. Thank you very much for today's.